last time I saw Dave McCormick, senator from Pennsylvania, and his lovely wife, Dina Powell, we were at the wrestling event in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the NCAA championships there. And so I want to start there with you, Senator McCormick, because you wrote a great op-ed about wrestling and the lessons that it can send and give to Americans everywhere. Wall Street Journal published it. What did you think of the reception of President Trump, and what did you learn and glean from that opportunity to watch that event with him? It was pretty remarkable.
Well, thanks, Clay. It was so great to have you there and be with Dina and President Trump. I had asked him right after the campaign, right after the election, whether he'd come, and he said absolutely, because he had the Penn State wrestling team had been supportive of him, and wrestling's in the bloodstream of Pennsylvania. It's a big deal. But boy, what a representation, I think, of all that's great about America. The op-ed said hard work, it said resilience, it said toughness, courage to get in the ring, and we saw it all that night, and President Trump loved it. He walked in the arena, and the place went crazy, as you know, and all the wrestlers wanted selfies with him when they got their awards. But the best thing was the last match, a huge upset. An Air Force Academy graduate beat the Olympic gold medalist. The place went crazy. The guy stood up and saluted the president. I mean, this was made for Hollywood. It couldn't have been better.
Hey, Dave, it's Buck. Thanks for being here. We're going to talk in a moment about your book with your wife, Dina, Who Believed in You, How Purposeful Mentorship Changes the World. You got a lot of very big name luminaries. I guess that's a good way to put it, to people who are huge in their various fields and industries. But I do have to ask you first, if you don't mind, I'm curious. You were CEO of Bridgewater, which is a huge hedge fund. You know markets, you know global finance. Is this tariff thing crazy or what? Like, people are worried. Some of them, I feel like maybe 30% of our audience is worried about it. 30% is totally in favor, and maybe 40% is somewhere in between. So what do you think?
Yeah, let me give you 3 quick points on this. I'll be brief, but point number 1 is this is one chapter of President Trump's economic agenda. There's deregulation, there's energy dominance, there's extension of the tax cuts, there's foreign direct investment, trillions coming in, and the tariffs are just part of that, and they're going to be a little bumpy, as he said. For the long-term game, that's going to be a little bumpy to start with. Second, this is designed to solve a real problem. It's a huge problem, which is the global trading system has been unfair to American companies. It's been unfair to America. I saw it in my hometown in Pennsylvania. We had a carpet mill when I was growing up, 2,000 employees. It's got 200 now because of unfair trading practices around the world. So we got to fix that. President Trump's committed to fixing that for American businesses, for working families. The tariffs he rolled out, point 3, set the ceiling. There's lots we don't understand. I'm still digesting it myself, frankly. But what we do know is those are a ceiling, and that now the negotiations begin. And the goal is to have fair trading practices, American businesses are treated fairly, and to get key industries back in the United States. And I think we're on a path to that, but it's going to take a while to get there.
Let's bring in your wife, too, who's done good work. Buck just referenced the book, which is trying to encourage mentorship. Whatever you do in life, it's important to have someone who can help provide you a pathway to get there. Why did you want to tell this story, Dina, and what do you think Americans should take? Because there's a lot of people out there, when you get into your 40s, your 50s, your 60s, a lot of people that are listening to us, and you can do it younger ages as well. People can have tremendous differences, but there is, I think, a desire to give back and help to impart some of what you've learned. What did you learn while writing this book, and what was the goal?
Sure. Well, thank you so much, Clay, for having me on. I'm so honored to be on with you and Clay, with you and Buck, my first time on the show. I do have to tell your audience that being with you at the Ohio State Penn State football game, being at that tailgate, you were way more famous than the potential senator. I'll just say that. a lot
with
selfies,
college
a lot
football fans, they've gotten used to me a little bit. So that was an awesome day that we had. But thank you for that.
It really was. Dave and I actually wrote this book during COVID. We have 6 daughters between us, college age now and out of college. And we realized that they lost so much more than high school proms and graduations. They lost 3 years of human connectivity. And if you think about the seminal nature of those first 3 years when you're graduating, your first job, your first mentor, your first boss, and we thought they'd really missed a lot. And we started to tell them about the people that had believed in me and Dave. We certainly wouldn't be where we are without those people. And I'm sure you and Buck have a couple of people that without whom you wouldn't have found your purpose. And we really started to talk to them about the fact that we all really are on this planet to find God's purpose for our life. And we need help finding that. And so we started asking other people we admired, from Governor Sarah Huckabee to the CEO of Microsoft to fashion designer Tory Burch and chef David Chang and Steve Schwarzman. And every one of them had somebody that changed their life, without whom they would not be the successful people that they are today. And I'll just finally say, we hope this book is just the beginning. You were so gracious to tell your story on our trailer along with Michael Dell and Ben Shapiro and Charlie Kirk. We want more people to go to whobelievedinyou.com, tell your story, and really the whole point is to ignite a new mentoring movement in the country where we believe that investing in one person who can be a great leader will make a stronger America.
What else, as you've gone around and you guys have been doing the book tour, I know you've been interacting with a lot of media, but I bet you've been hearing from a lot of people who are having your stories resonate as well. What would you tell people out there? Because I think this is a big part of the challenge of jobs, right? Some people say, man, I just don't have time to worry about mentoring someone because I'm so focused on trying to get done what I need to get done. I'm sure you hear that a little bit. As you've gone around, the luxury of being able to spend the time on it. Why is it important to do so?
Well, I think it is central to building the next generation of leaders. You know, we were at West Point on Sunday night. We were hosted by the superintendent and the dean. We were on a panel discussing the book. We had Brian Grazer, the famous Hollywood producer, Alex Gorski, who had gone to West Point, and of course was the CEO of Johnson & Johnson, and Dave and myself. 1,500 young women and men were in that auditorium, and all I thought looking out was, one, thank you for their service. What an incredible group of people who love our country. But two, those are the people that are going to protect and defend our nation for the next generation. And how could you not say that investing in them is so critical to our future? It's the greatest investment you could make. The other thing I attended recently, Clay, was an event, a big event in finance. 300 women on Wall Street actually came, young women. They are thirsting for guidance, values-based leadership and mentorship. And so if you think about it, you can truly not only change someone's life, which is satisfying enough, but you can really make your company much more efficient and effective. We can make our military even stronger. Dave, of course, as a combat veteran who attended West Point, has firsthand experience about the mentors in the military that made him a stronger leader serving our nation. But this is, I think, the greatest investment. You got to make time for it. And I'll let Dave really talk about some of the people in the book, and it just kind of tells you why it's so valuable and important.
Yes, we see some of the names here, really well-known and incredible folks. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Stephen Schwarzman, who is the founder of the Blackstone Group, which is one of the biggest private equity firms in the world. David Chang, we know him from some of his fantastic restaurants. The book Dina, Powell, McCormick, and David McCormick have authored here is Who Believed in You? How Purposeful Mentorship Changes the World. And I just want to say, Dina and David, thank you so much for being here with us. Best of luck to you, and we hope the book sells a ton.
Guys, thanks so
Thank
much.
you.
We really appreciate it. Great to be with you as always.
All right, thank you so much.
Clay, we hope people will go to whobelievedinYou.com to tell their stories and get the book. All the proceeds go to veterans and mentoring organizations. Thank you, Buck and Clay, so much.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yeah. No, Clay, do you have a mentor?
Yeah, I talk about it. I mean, it's up on their website. Remember when we were up for the inauguration, they were doing a lot of interviews and they came to where we were staying. And I think my video recollection is up. Among other things, I had a great law school professor named Larry Soderquist, who has since passed. He was a business law professor at Vanderbilt Law School. Incredible guy. And he made a tremendous impact, I think, on a lot of young lawyers at Vanderbilt over the years.
I got to tell you
What about
all
you?
about something that I think is particularly easy for everybody to grasp right now as to why this is a good idea. Gold. Look at the markets. Look what's going on. No one's telling you this is going to be easy. Even if it all works, there's going to be some chop. There's going to be some difficulty. There's going to be some losses. Now is a good time to take those steps to diversify a portion of your savings into gold. I did it weeks ago, and let me tell you, look at the gold price right now. I feel good about it. And I was adding to my existing gold holdings, which stretch back for years. And you know who helps me with this? Birch Gold Group. That is who I trust to go to for my gold. I've got gold coins. I've got gold bars. And if you have an old 401k or IRA, you can have that converted into a 401k or IRA in physical gold. So it's time for you to hedge against inflation and some of the economic chop, those choppy waters that we can all see. We're in them right now, and it's going to continue for a while. I wouldn't wait. I would call Birch Gold Group today. They want to help you right-size gold in your portfolio. Learn how to own physical gold in a tax-sheltered account. Text my name, Buck, to Birch Gold at 989898. Birch Gold will send you a free, no-obligation info kit. Again, text my name, Buck, to the number 989898 today.